I got another Tip Tuesday video for you guys today. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about EV and a tip that I've never really heard anyone talk about before. And it happened to me when I was on vacation. I want to tell you a little bit of story, but first off, welcome to this channel. If you're new, this is A1 Blackjack channel where we teach you how to count cards fast. So if that sounds good to you, stick around because like I said, we're going to get into a little tip today about expected value. And I was recently on a trip where there was a little town that had a bunch of casinos and I was kind of wanting to play a little bit to get a little practice in. However, I didn't have my normal bankroll with me, so I had to do a little bit of red chipping, which normally I'm kind of a green chip guy, but that's just me, and it's nothing wrong with red chipping. But I bought in for $100. I'm going to tell you a little story here. So I bought in for $100, and of course the dealer gave me 20 reds, which is $100, and they slid it over to me, dropped this in the drop box. And I'm going to tell you the kind of the bet spread that I was using. I'll flash up on the screen here. And you can see that I'm not playing through the negative counts. Again, I don't have my whole bankroll with me, so I want to be kind of careful and choosy with the certain true counts that I play. And what I did is I was kind of jumping in at a true 1, and then I would play back to 0, or if the counts called for it, I would also, of course, play those higher true counts with the particular bet spread that I was using. All right, this was expected to get me about $24 an hour, as you can see there in the bottom of the screen. And so after the dealer gave me their chips, what I like to do, I don't know about you, but I like to make these in piles where I know exactly how much I have there in front of me. So I like to keep them in piles of 5, where I know if this is 4 piles there, I have my $100 and I haven't won or lost anything yet. All right, and so I was starting to play, and I would say that I was playing for, maybe 30 minutes at this point, either walking behind, back counting at tables after the shuffle, or jumping in a little bit and playing. And this particular table, the count was finally high enough. I jumped in and it actually had dropped back down to 0 with 3 decks that had been played and 3 decks left to be played at this 6-deck shoe, okay? Also, I gotta say the penetration wasn't very good at all. It was a little bit more than I would normally play with, about 1.4 or so. And I think the screenshot I showed you earlier accounted for that as well. But anyway, I had a little bit of positive variance, and by this time I was up $30, right? So I think it was minimum of $10 bets, and I had won 3 of them, maybe won or lost a few in there. But anyway, I could tell because of the way I keep my chips that I was up $30, all right? Then this particular sequence of events happened, all right? So there was one other guy at the table. We'll give him a few reds also. And remember that the count is at 0 at this point. And so I am betting my minimum of $10. And I'm thinking to myself, if it goes negative again, I'm going to get out of there because I'm not playing through those negative counts. So I'm thinking this might be my last hand at this table before I try a different one. He also has $10 out there. All right, and so these were the cards that we were dealt, all right? So I got a blackjack, right? I was pretty excited about that. The dealer, of course, pays that out first. So I won $15. More importantly, though, what's the count? Well, it's still at 0, right? These two and these two will cancel each other out. +2 and -2. The dealer's going to sweep my cards away. All right, I'm going to pull my bets back, and I can tell now I am up $25, $35, $45, all right? So I am up just a little bit more now, all right? And this guy, let's see what's going to happen here. Counts at 0, now it's at 1, and he's going to stand, still at 1. Dealer, it's at 2, 3, 4, one more, and back to 3. All right, so we have a running 3, which means we have a true count of 1. All right, finally, this is what I've been waiting for, to raise my bets a little bit. And let's see, he busted, so he gets some money, I guess. There we go. He's just playing $10 the whole time. All right, so I have a running 3, which means a true 1, so I'm going to be betting $15. Again, a pretty tight bet spread from me, but this was the next hand. Now, check this out. All right. So, first off, what's our count? It was at 3. Now it's at 2, 1, still 1, and back to 2. All right, so we have a 2. And regardless of the count, I need to split my 7s. This guy, of course, is going to stand. So I'm going to split the 7s. So the count's still at 2. On the first 7, I got 17. Count dropped to 1. On the second 7, I got another 7. So we're going to split those again. All right, another $15 out there. Count's still at 1. Now it's at 0. Soft 18 versus dealer's 5 is going to double down. So I'm doubling this. taking one card. All right, I get 17 again. So it's going to drop that count now to -1. This last one here, I get another 17. Now it's at -2. And let's see if the dealer can hopefully bust. -2, -3, and still -3. And they do bust, all right? So I ended up winning quite the amount of chips here. Let's see here. That's going to be, I think, $60, right? 15 times 1, 2, 3, 4 is 60. And at this point, the count is at -3. And I am piling my chips up in the piles of 5, because that's how I keep them. And I'm telling the dealer, I said, wait just a second here. And this is where that tip from today kind of comes in. All right, so this is my pile that I have behind my betting circle. And it looks like this. Remember, I bought in originally for $100 about 30 minutes ago. And I'm currently up $105. So the tip to you is this. If you were playing and you realize that, in the back of my head, I'm realizing my expected value for this whole hour of play is $24. Now, obviously, we can win and we can lose way more or way less, but I'm on vacation. I don't have my whole bankroll with me. It's past midnight at this point. The other tables are starting to close. This, like I said, it's a real small town. It's nothing too fancy. I think there's one other table that had 4 or 5 guys at it, and I didn't really feel like going and trying to get up to that table because the count is negative. If I were just to sit out a few hands, I suppose I could do that. But I also thought that, you know what? I outperformed my expected value by over 4 times the amount that I should have in this, not just full hour of play, but half hour of play. So I quit, right? I quit. I decided I'm going to go back to my family at this point and enjoy the rest of my vacation. I think we were leaving the next day. And I left way ahead. Now, the tip to you is realize what your expected value is. And if maybe it's hard for you to stomach some of the wins and losses, leave when you're kind of like way ahead, all right? If that makes you feel better about yourself, all right? Or at least maybe stop playing this table. Maybe you have a different situation like me and there's more tables open. Go back count another table like that, and maybe you can just play those positive counts so that you are way more likely to win, like I was doing in this situation. All right, so before you go today, do a couple things for me. 1, please hit that like button down below. And 2, I've been talking about back counting during a lot of this. And if you want to know what that is, check out this video right here. And we'll see you in the next Tip Tuesday video.